What's up, everybody? It's your boy Aiden, only back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about something completely different. YouTube boxing, yay! But we're going to be talking about KSI and Jake Paul. So, KSI recently dropped a video talking about the Ben Askren versus Jake Paul fight. You know, and all these people were like, oh, you're ducking him, oh, you're ducking him. I'm going to just be real, as a supporter of KSI and, you know, getting to know his character over the last 6 years, he is not ducking him. KSI has more heart than probably any of y'all motherfuckers hating on him. I'm just being real. JJ wants to fight Jake, but like he said in the video, he's gonna do his music tours things first because he can. Let me remind y'all, alright? Jake ducked KSI for years. Do you not remember when he called him out in the first place? He's like, I don't want to fight you, KSI. I don't want to fight you, KSI. Because he didn't want to fight him, you know, and then he made excuses like, oh, fight my brother first. He didn't, he won. And then after, he wanted to take some time off, do his music thing, because he's making banking music, dude. He did a song recently with Young Blood and Polo G. That's big. That is big for a YouTube artist. You know, no YouTube artist is getting these features. And I heard recently he's making a song with 21 fucking Savage. So that's a big fucking deal. So he's probably making bank. He wants to do his tour, wants to release his album, and there shouldn't be an issue with that. And Jake Paul's like, oh, I'm above him. Jake, you're not above JJ in any category. You know, you won a couple of fights, but they were bums. All right, listen, no disrespect to Ben Askren. Let me just say, the dude is one of the most elite wrestlers of all time. Went to the Olympics, I'm pretty sure. The dude's a beast in wrestling. But boxing is a whole different game. You could talk about his MMA career, but it was short-lived, you know, and I'm pretty sure he fought, like, you know, not big-time fighters. And then as soon as he fought a big-time fighter like George Masvidal, he got knocked out in 3 seconds.
Clock is brought to you by Modelo.
He didn't have a chance. Ben came to that fight looking like a 40-year-old dad that was out of shape. Listen, that sounds very disrespectful, and I'm sorry, Ben Askren. But dude, I'm just being real from an analyst standpoint. You didn't look in good shape. You didn't look in good shape. You didn't look like you were ready for the fight, and you got dropped in the first round. And all these people are like, oh, well, he had MMA experience. He was going to beat Jake Paul. Oh, it was rigged. Listen, even I thought it was rigged at first, but he clocked him in the face. That was a clean punch. And Ben was probably laughing because he knew I just made fucking millions. I don't give a shit. So yeah, he was fine. He was cool with it. But that doesn't mean that Jake's above KSI. I may be tripping, but I swear you were the one 2 years ago ducking him, right?
Instead of fighting Jake Paul, why not box mini Jake Paul?
Bro, how about my dad, bro?
I'm not boxing you, KSI. Why would I box you? It doesn't show who's a better fighter.
Open numbers, Jake. No, you're good. We're good.
So let's go through Jake Paul's opponents, his 3-0 record, technically 4-0. So he fights Deji. That was in his amateur days, and it was a good fight. Now, Deji looked like in the sparring footage in the beginning like he was going to be complete shit and lose in the first round. But no, he took Jake Paul to the 5th round, and he battered his face in. He did really good against Jake Paul. Then he fought Gib. Now, that was a good fight, and I hate to do this, but I have to give Jake props. You know, Jake came to fight that night, and he was the better man. Now, I don't really agree with the 3 knockdown rule, because they were barely knockdowns. He got a little wobbly, fell down a little bit. But it wasn't like he was, you know, down. Like, he could have kept going, I'm pretty sure. Gib could have came back and won that fight, potentially. But Jake Paul came to fight that day and got the better of Gib, and I have to respect that fight. But let me go on to Nate Robinson, all right? Dude, whoever picked Nate Robinson to win that fight, I'm sorry, you're stupid, man. Because Nate Robinson's like, what, 5'9", you know, he's never boxed in his life. And I heard he got in really good shit for the fight, you know, like he did a camp, but he didn't even spar in the camp. Sparring is probably one of the most important things in camps, hands down. You have to spar, you have to get the experience of getting hit and being able to punch back, go out on your guard. You have to learn that stuff, because hitting pads, yeah, that's a good workout, but it's not going to get you ready for a boxing match. You know, Like, you're going to have to learn to take hits, and Nate didn't do that. And he went in there trying to street fight, and he got knocked the fuck out. I mean, he was a meme for a long fucking time. Nate Robinson got knocked the fuck out, man. Now listen, I don't disrespect you, bro. I actually respect the fuck out of you for getting in the ring. Now, I would have recommended sparring. If you ever were to box again, which I don't recommend after becoming a meme, spar, because that shit's really important. And Nate's a really good basketball player. You know, in the NBA, I used to watch him. He was fucking good. I remember he dunked over Shaq. The dude's a funny guy. He's just can't box. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not for everybody. And then he fights Ben Askren, which we just talked about. Looked like a 40-year-old dad. Did not look like he was wanting to fight. Just wanted banking to get out of there. And here's Jake Paul saying, oh, I'm above that guy. I'm above KSI. I don't want to talk about him. Dude, Jake, you wouldn't be here without him. You have to fight him when he's ready. Honestly, because that's the least you owe him, is to fucking fight him. You know, you're talking all this shit, so fight him. Now, I have to respect Jake's work ethic. You know, he's fighting, he's training, and I respect that. But you're a dick, man, and I'll never like you. Just being real. So, that's that. So, KSI in his most recent video confirmed that he wanted to fight Jake Paul. He says, I was pissed when Ben got knocked down. It's like a flame in me got lit and I wanted to fuck him up. Like, he despises Jake like most people should. The guy's a douchebag. And he knows what he has to do. And he even recognized and respect Jake for being above Logan. He says, Jake's impressive. He can fight, but he knows what he has to do. And honestly, I know JJ's work ethic. I mean, if you've seen the documentary, The 40 Days In, if you've seen how much of a heart he has, you would know JJ doesn't stay down. You know, he's not no Nate Robinson. He won't stay down. He will work to get in shape to fuck Jake Paul up. So the question is the fight going to happen in 2021? To be honest, if it does, it's going to be very late 2021. Maybe like around December, something like that. Because, you know, JJ does have a lot on his plate. And like I said in the beginning of the video, he has said multiple times he wants to get the tours out of the way, the festivals out of the way, which is understandable because he is making bank. So it doesn't matter what Jake Paul says or who he fights. It doesn't matter because the least Jake owes him is a fight. Because if it wasn't for KSI, he wouldn't be in the position where he is right now. Hands down. Because he wouldn't have even thought about boxing if it wasn't for KSI calling him out in the first place. Now, I guess if you want me to make a prediction, I've done it in the past. I still am going to back KSI just for his heart. You know, have you seen him fight? When he fights, he has kill mode in his eyes. He's going after you, and he's swinging wildly, sure. But if one of those punches lands, you are going down. But I'm going to say this. In order for JJ to beat Jake Paul, he's going to have to fight a lot better than he did against Logan. And that's just a no-brainer. I mean, KSI is going to have to learn better defense. He's going to have to be quicker. And to be honest, I think he will. He says in his video that he's made some different changes in his camp to ensure his victory. I believe that. You know, and I know I've been saying, oh, KSI this, KSI that. So anytime I've ever doubted that man, he's proved me wrong. Anytime. With Joe Weller, I thought Joe had a shot. No, he stopped him in the third round. With Logan, I was fully team KSI. And all these fights I was like, shit, but Logan's a big boy. I don't know. KSI fucked him up. You know? Like, it's the heart he has that I think is going to push him to victory. And that's why I'm sticking with him. Now, do I think it's going to be by knockout? To be honest, no. JJ seems to think that he's going to knock him out. I don't believe that. I think it's going to either be a stoppage or it's going to go to the distance and it's going to go to the scorecards. Because they're both decent at fighting. And yeah, so I'm sticking with KSI. Jake can go do whatever the hell he wants. He can fight another soft sort of fighter if he wants. He can go fight Conor McGregor. He would lose in the second round unless Jake paid him like $700 million. Or he could go fight Tyron Woodley. He'd still get fucked up in that fight. So honestly, Jake, I would take a break. And I would probably wait for the KSI fight. Because, dude, just trust me, you're going to need to wait. Because he's coming for your ass, man. And I'm just going to be honest here. I don't know why people are saying, oh, he's afraid of Jake. Dude, he wanted to fight Jake for the first time. So, we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. More boxing videos will come out in the future. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, me talking about Jake Paul and KSI and him being a little bitch. Because I don't like Jake Paul, fuck him. And anyways, yeah, so take care.